Welcome to another episode of Beyond Organised. I have the lovely Megs Crawford here with us today. Megs is a professional organising coach with ADHD and host of Organising an ADHD Brain. So, a bit of background on her. So, she's a recovering clutter human herself. Megs knows firsthand how overwhelming it can feel to get organised when your brain works differently. After leaving the corporate world to create a life that felt more aligned, she now helps women with ADHD find calm in the chaos through one-on-one coaching and a supportive online community. She's married with two energetic daughters and believes lasting change starts with meeting yourself right where you are. Her work blends nervous system awareness, gentle structure, and a whole lot of compassion because organizing isn't just about stuff, it's about believing you can do things differently. I love that. Welcome, Megs.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
It's so good to have you. It's so nice to be able to talk and connect with someone that is in the same space as me. I think it's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. And not one of us can help the whole world. So we need our community of organizers to support one another.
Exactly. Like my coach, when I brought it up that, I've got you coming on and that they were a little bit hesitant because they're like, oh, but you're in the same space and, then like you're competing. And I was like, competing? There's no competing.
No.
I'm not in any kind of competition. I'm running my own race.
Yeah.
Like, I think, it's just about complementing each other and working together, and why can't my audience and your audience be the same audience?
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
We can learn stuff from each other too, right? The more we talk and the more
Definitely.
we share stories and lived experiences. Yeah.
That's it. And I'm constantly learning, even in what I'm doing. And I'm sure you are too. We can
My
all keep
gosh.
learning and growing. And I think the day we stop learning is probably the day we should stop doing this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, well, let's get in. I've got a few questions for you, and I'm sure the more you talk, the more my brain's gonna keep going. So, what inspired you to get into this space of organizing and particularly with the ADHD?
Yeah, absolutely. So I left the corporate world. I was in leadership and I was getting my project management master's degree. And so there was a lot of things I wanted to do, but I felt lost in the corporate world. I had been doing it for almost 9 years, climbing the ladder. I knew I could go further, but there was something about me that needed to leave. I felt like I was in a
Mm,
really toxic position. So I left. I was
yeah.
working with a career coach at the time, which I highly recommend. Coaches are so amazing because they just help you see things from a new perspective. And
Yep.
she helped me understand some of the things that I really loved to do. And one thing I had been focused on in my own home was starting to let go of all of the stuff. Now, I had done a lot of selling stuff online and because I had
Yeah.
kids. And so as soon as they grew out of
Grew
something,
up.
I'm like,
Yep.
well,
Get rid
how
of it.
can I make this work? How can I make
Mm,
it into something that makes sense for me? But I wanted to create Pinterest perfect pantries. I wanted to create the spaces that were envious of the Home Edit, and Marie
yeah.
Kondo.
I
And
love
so,
those shows.
oh my gosh, me too, right? And they're
Oh, the home
so
edit, so good.
aesthetically pleasing and they're
Oh, the
beautiful.
colors. Oh, yes,
It's
I know.
amazing. And I realized pretty quickly that in order to get there, there was a lot of work involved and there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of change involved. And there was
Yeah.
a lot of understanding your own uniqueness and how you work in order to
Yeah.
get to those spaces. So I
Yeah.
asked other organizers, when you go into someone's home, do you work with them or do you work for them? Right? Like, do you go and do the
Mm,
space for them or do you work alongside with them? And
good
they said,
question.
well, it just depends. Like, we'd let them decide. But then sometimes we'll come back and the space isn't the way that we put it in the first place. And I was like, well, yeah, of course it's not going to be the way that you put
Yeah.
it in the
They
first
got to
place because
live in it.
yeah, they have no idea what you did. And now they have to work in their own brain to
Mm,
figure it out. So as I started to understand how I wanted to operate in my own business, and as I started to understand my own ADHD brain, it
mm,
just so happened that I started to work with a lot of people with ADHD by
mm,
chance and people who also self-diagnose through listening to my podcast or
mm-hmm.
they're starting to realize so many of the signs, so many of the things that show up for themselves. And so I started to get really passionate about helping people with ADHD learn how to let go because I have a very
Yeah.
strong emotional connection to my stuff. And so when
Mm.
I started to learn how to let go in a way that made sense for me, I just wanted to help others do the same. And I wanted others to know that just because you've been clutterful your whole life doesn't mean that that's going to be your normal forever. So
Oh,
that's a little bit
so
about
good.
how I broke into the space, but it's also the podcast, like learning through
Yeah.
people who had ADHD and have ADHD, their journeys have helped me a ton in discovering my own so that I can help people that I help discover how their brain works. It's been
Ah,
fascinating.
I love it. I love all of it. And I did listen to some of your podcasts, and it's funny because I don't have ADHD, but my eldest son does. And since he got diagnosed, I started seeing signs, I guess you could say. But then I think it's just because, I mean, I've got 4 kids now. I think it's just being overstimulated and just so much going on all the time that, okay, it's the season I'm in. It's not a formal diagnosis, but I can so relate to the stuff you're saying just as an overstimulated mum, with
Yeah.
so much going on. So you cater not only to those that have been, diagnosed, it's for all the rest of us that are just trying to get through the day. So it's great. I think what you're doing is really, really good.
Thank you. And like to that point, I think sometimes we feel like we need to stop the world and just get a week to ourselves so that we can get everything
Mm.
organized. And then once we have
Ah,
that week, we're going to do everything, we're going to get it all organized, and then we can live our life and it'll be easier. But that's not the reality. Life never
no,
stops.
no, that's it. I mean, to be honest, if I had a week off everything, I probably wouldn't be at home organizing my stuff.
Yes, exactly. That is the last thing you would be doing.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's so important to start little and create these little routines and ways of going about things and make things work for you. I love how you said how you go into people's homes and like you're working with them. You're working with these people with whatever situation it is. And, you know, it's not just for them, it's with them. And I love that because I'm the kind of person as well that if you end up putting something down in a particular spot, don't try and change that habit. Make that habit work for you. Like, there's a particular spot on the kitchen bench where my husband and kids and everyone loves to dump stuff, and I don't particularly like it there, but that's the spot that it is, and it is in the corner. So I got a, container that kind of blended in, everything dumps in there. And then if we have a party or something, I literally just take the container and move it away. And then
Brilliant.
for the every day with the rest of the stuff, I'll just pop it back. I go, you know what? I'm going to work with the family habits instead of against it. And it just makes my life so much easier. And I'm all about just making things simple, easier. And it sounds like you're on that same train of thought. So
Yes,
working with people.
absolutely. Yeah, just like working with yourself instead of against.
So how, like, what's your particular process in the way that you go about things?
So I'm now working with women solely online, and men too, because
Yeah,
that's just the way that it
they need it
happens.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the way that I start my process is through manifestation and truly understanding what you want your space to be, getting a
Mhm.
true vision of what the future holds, because oftentimes we get really excited about organizing or doing a project, but then we
Yep.
lose momentum because we
Yep.
don't know where it's going. And taking taking small and tiny actions toward that bigger project is something that can hold us back because we don't see the efforts put in right away. That's why
Yep.
before and after pictures are so important, right?
Yes,
But
I love them.
starting with manifestation and then truly understanding some of the beliefs you need to hold on to in order to get to the other side. So
Yeah.
part of what holds us back, like I remember my first client ever working coaching her over the phone. She was telling me I've never really put so much effort into it because I never believed that I could truly keep a space organized. And
Mm.
so she just didn't start because she's like, why would I start if I'm just going to do it all over again?
Yeah.
And I felt that so much because there were so many times where I would spend a weekend like emptying an entire closet and then trying to put it all back together. and then
Yeah.
not being able to remember what I did. So then, of course, the closet got messy again like 2 days
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
And then it started, so that's the first part of it, is like truly understanding what you're trying to achieve and the feeling you're trying to get to on the other side. Most of the people I talk to are seeking peace in one way, shape, or form or another, right?
Mhm.
Peace with 4 kids, peace with, 8 animals, peace with like a crazy chaotic life where your stuff is chaotic too. And then from there, it's just about truly understanding some of the things that are holding us back. Because with ADHD, sometimes we go into this paralysis state, or it's our nervous system, is we go into all of these different like fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And we have a
Mhm.
certain reaction that we handle clutter. And it's normal. It's something that we've done our whole lives and we avoid it, right? Until we get to the point that someone's coming over and we have no choice but to face it head on.
The frenzy. Yeah.
Right? Or we're in a rage and we're like, I can't believe I've let it
Yeah.
get to this point, and I'm just gonna clean up, I'm gonna throw things in places, and I'm not gonna have a method to my madness. But
Don't go in
it's
that door.
right? It's like,
Yeah.
did you ever watch Friends, like Monica's
Yes.
closet where she would shove everything?
Yes. Oh my
My
gosh.
God, we all need a
That used to
closet.
be me. That used to
Yes.
be me. I was like, do not go in there. Thank God I'm free from that now.
Right? But then, like, now you've got all of this stuff, and of course, you're not going to try to attack that. Now you've got like this gigantic
Mhm.
doom closet or doom
Yeah.
piles everywhere. And doom stands for, if you don't know, didn't organize, only moved, right? And so now we're
I like that.
moving all of our all over the place instead of making
Yeah.
any real lasting change. And of course, we're frustrated by it because we've just burnt ourselves out trying to clean our home,
Yeah.
and now we don't even have like something to truly go back and say, wow, look what I did. Like it looks
Yep.
nice for a moment, but then chaos ensues because we have families and homes we're trying to take care of, and life continues to happen.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding those regular routines, understanding your nervous system reaction to the clutter, and then continuously making like itsy bitsy small changes along the
Yeah.
way to see how they compound upon one another. So, yeah, that's a little bit of it, but like I've got a lot of tools and different things that work with you along the way. And then community is so key to this because
Amen.
oh, like it's
Yeah.
like having body doubling sessions and having other people that are going through the same thing as you and understanding that you're not alone, everything. Like it's just such a beautiful experience. Yep.
I am going to ask for everyone out there, and a little bit of me, I'll admit, what is body doubling?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So body doubling. Oh, it's so cool. So it's a proven technique to support people in the ADHD community, but I can imagine that it supports humans in general.
Mm.
So it's this idea that you can invite a friend over and just their natural presence of having them there is going to help you get things done. And so if
Love
you're
it.
struggling with something in the home and you need to do something, invite someone over. They don't have to tell you what to do. They don't have to do it for you.
Be there.
They just have to be there. They're not twisting your arm. You're just telling them, this is what I'm doing. And for some reason, instead of being in the back of our mind where like we're ruminating or we're constantly flying from one project to another, we stick on that project because we have someone there who's holding us accountable to being in our conscious brain. And
Yeah.
so that's really cool. So we
So
do it on
good.
Zoom. So on Zoom,
Mm.
we body double where we come in and we say what we're going to do. And then we turn our cameras off, we mute ourselves, and then we come back at 5 minutes to the end of the hour and we talk about what we did. And
Awesome.
then, yeah, it's so fun.
Wow.
And then we
Cool.
do we do decluttering sessions the same way. So we come in and we talk about what we're going to do, and then we all declutter together. And then that way, if someone's struggling with something, like say they know they want to let go of something, but they're not sure the method they want to use to let it go, and they're trying to find that reason or like that thing that's going to make them feel better. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just about the fact that, hey, this is going to hurt a little bit. It might feel a
Yeah.
little yucky to let it go, but is it going to make space in your life to let new opportunities in?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So that's body doubling in a
Oh,
nutshell. It's
love it.
fascinating. Yeah.
I had not heard of that term before now. So there you go.
Yeah.
Even I'm learning something.
Absolutely. Oh my
That's
God.
so
It's
good.
it's a game changer. Yeah.
I mean, I I guess I already knew that having someone there and having support and all that is definitely great. I just didn't know the term. I didn't know it was an actual
Yeah,
thing. I was just, that's so
totally.
good.
It's
Oh,
funny. My husband even body doubles with me. Like if he sees me cleaning, he will start to clean because I'm doing it. So then we're body doubling together. We didn't even realize that's what we were doing until like a couple months ago.
oh.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm body doubling with you." And I'm like, "Yes, that's crazy."
Now I just need to train my husband to do that. But look, I'll admit he deals with the kids so then I can clean. So that's kind of our arrangement at this point in
Oh,
time.
it's
Because
brilliant.
I have got the baby and the toddler and all of that. So it's like, please just handle them and let me
Yeah.
clean and then we're all good.
Yes, absolutely.
So in your experience as a coach so far, what do you feel like is one of the biggest things holding people back, even just from getting help and dealing with clutter or getting on top of their organizing? What's your experience?
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen is that people are just so busy. Like we live in
Mm,
this world where we're just go, go, go all the time. And instead of trying to take things off our plate, we just add more on.
yeah.
And and it's almost like trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like we see all these other mom friends with us, all their kids are they're signed up for like 8 different activities and they
Oh my
seem to
gosh.
still
Yeah.
have it all together. And
Yeah.
then they're also like keeping this perfect calendar and they're keep like everything is working
They're
out
not
really well
human.
seemingly, right? And so
Yeah.
now we're like, okay, well, I guess I should sign up my kids for 8 different
Mm,
activities. And now I'm not even planning meals. So I think part of it is just the fact that we have so much going on and we can hardly keep up with our homes as it is. How do we
yeah.
possibly add decluttering to that and organizing and like buying the perfect bins? Like how do we have
Eh.
any time to do that? So then a
Yeah.
lot of it too is like it's interesting because a lot of it comes back to our like natural nervous system responses to certain things and what we do to comfort ourselves. I have a lot of clients who will do a ton of research. They're like, I'm just going to dive in. I'm going to find out all the information. So now I'll know everything. But then they don't know where to start because they have
It's
so much
overwhelming.
going on up here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, I know everything to do. So now I know nothing to do because
Yeah.
I've got too much information and not enough like action. Right. So
Yes.
that's part
Yeah.
of it. But then part of it is coming back to the beliefs is like, I don't even believe I can sustain it because I've tried this before and
And
everything's failed.
failed. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
I've heard that.
crazy. So
Yeah.
I would say that's a lot of like the main stuff. And then there's a lot of people that come that just don't know how their brains work. That they're just like, I have ADHD and so do you. I'm not organized, but you are. And now I'm very curious how those
Work this
things
out.
can
Yeah.
intersect. So
Yeah.
it's just this curiosity. But I would say the biggest thing out there is like just making a decision to get out of the comfort zone that you're in. Cause as much as we hate
Mm,
our clutter, as much as we hate like not having things organized, that's also the way you've lived your life your whole life. So you're
yeah.
comfortable there. As much as you hate it,
Yeah.
there
It's
is
true.
some comfort around it. And so when you make a change, it's naturally going to be uncomfortable. So as you're going through that discomfort, which is why a coach is so important because we can lead you
Mm,
through it,
yeah.
is as you're getting through that discomfort, how do you find that new comfort on the other side? And then
Yeah.
there's regression and there's all kinds of things that play into it, but it's fascinating.
Yeah. That's so good. Like with my community and followers and all of that, I am like, yep, you can go do all the research. You can learn all these things yourself. There's YouTube, there's, shows on Netflix, there's everything, right? Like you can do it all yourself, but it is overwhelming and it
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. And, it's taken me 12 years to get to the place where all these parts of my life are organized and in balance because I went from being completely disorganized, like could not function at all, to then getting to a point where I was so over organized that it paralyzed me too with the perfectionism, and it was so far the other way. I was
Yes.
snapping at my kids and, like it was so bad, like up till maybe 3 years ago. And then I've sort of come back and I found that happy balance in the middle. And it's just like, you can learn all this stuff yourself, you can do it all yourself, but are you willing to potentially spend 12 years of your life trying to work it out, and tens of thousands of dollars and, all this kind of stuff, and be overwhelmed with it all?
Yeah.
Or have someone in your corner that's gone through all that for you and happy to just sort of break it down to just the parts that you need right now. Just trust us. We know what we're
Yes.
doing.
Oh,
Let us just make it
totally.
simple for you, because I love to take things off people's plate and just go, you could add more systems, you could add more things if you wanted to, but is that really going to help you? Probably not. We need
Right.
to declutter all areas of our life, not just in our home, but we just let's remove some things off the plate first before we try and organize everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love what you're saying, and yeah, completely agree. So, oh my goodness, I feel like we could just go on forever, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
we've still got more to say, but I'm like, I don't even know what to say next. So beyond the organizing and everything, um, to do with the ADHD and everything, how do you find people's mindset changes when they start getting support and help with the ADHD, or just in general?
I think it's so cool to see the progression, right? And
Mm.
I think it happens a little bit differently for everyone as far as when they're ready, because some people, as much as they're ready to say, yes, here's all my money, let's do coaching, sometimes
Yeah,
they're still not ready to take action. And so it's just working through the belief system and what's going to help them get to that next step. But
yeah,
by the second month, they've got some sort of routine, some sort of understanding on how they
yeah,
can do it. And
yeah,
the cool thing is like I ask them, what their takeaway is and what they're working on, or like what's made a difference in their life. And they're like, I can do it. Like
yeah.
I can actually
So
do
big.
this. And
Mm,
it's like it's this realization of holy crap, like this is real. This is something that I can actually change in my life. And
yeah,
then it's just about keeping up with that momentum, because we can be very cyclical with like the way that we believe in ourselves, and then we regress,
yeah.
and then we believe in ourselves and then we regress. And so it's just about, as you're going through this change, how do you keep up that momentum of, yeah, I can do this, I really freaking
Yeah,
can, and it's
yeah,
amazing. And I think that's one of the coolest things to see, is that just helping people believe in themselves and understand their beliefs that have held them back for so long has been really
yes.
powerful.
Yeah, and you don't even realize it's there a lot of these time, these limiting beliefs. I have found that with the people that I've talked to, that you can give them all the tools, all the strategies, all the ways to simplify, to declutter, to organize their schedule, whatever it is. But if their mind is not on the right track, if they do not believe that they can do it, if they um, self sabotage, things like that, just if their mind is not in the game, you could have all the tools in the world and it's not going to stick. It's not going to last. So, one thing, if anything, that I hope we both can get through to anyone listening is that it really starts up here. Because once you get your mind in gear, absolutely anything and everything is possible. You can get organized. You can find that peace and that intention in your life, and organizing then just becomes a background thing. So the rest of your life, you can have that time with your family, with your friends, in your careers, whatever is important to you, you can have that time because things are working better in the background. And a big part of it just starts with your mind and getting that on the right page. And that's what we're
Yeah.
here to help you with, and so I love that. So for everyone listening, what is something that they can do to support you in what you're doing, like to follow
Gosh,
you?
Yeah. Well, I would say come find my podcast, Organizing an ADHD Brain, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your perspective on it or even your stories if you'd like to share and something that's worked or not worked for you. I'd love to hear. I loved connecting with people because I think sharing our lived experiences is so important. It helps, oh my gosh, it helps us grow.
Yeah.
Um, Aside from that, I'm not on social media too much, except as a lurker sometimes. But
That's not a bad thing. That is not a bad
no,
thing. It can take up a lot of time and energy.
it does. I'm looking to make a transition off of social media
Mm,
eventually. So come find me on the podcast because that's where you'll find
yeah.
most of it. If you are interested in community, and Mel has one too, so go look at Mel's
Yeah.
community first. But if ADHD speaks to you and you're looking
Mm.
for what that looks like, it's my website is organizing an ADHD brain and then / community to find the community.
Lovely.
Um,
Yes, I had a look through at that and it looks fantastic with all the stuff that you're offering in there. So
thank
I
you.
think, we can all get something out of it together. And I love that you've created a space that is safe and easy for people that are, finding it harder to get on top of the organizing than probably the average. Mind you, I I'm probably in that average category and it was tough. So I think it can be tough for all of us, but I love that you've created that community and safe space for people. So good on you.
Right back at you.
Thank you. Well, I think that we've probably covered enough things, and definitely I'll put all the information in the description. So, for those of you that can't remember and don't want to have to keep going backwards and forwards throughout the episode, I'll put all the information in the description so you can find Megs online and find her community if you wish to be part of that too. And I want to thank you for joining us today because I just loved talking to you and I love your mission, what you're doing, and how you're just helping people in the world. I love it. So thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
being on here
Oh,
today.
thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for what you're doing right back. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.